Okay, so what you're going to be doing here is filling in the top note card in the tense column of your verb flip chart. So the one that you see when you open it up, the one that's sitting on top. So this is a visual of your note card, okay? You can see that this is the tab part, the part that's below the pink line. So the first thing you're going to do is on this, in this area, you are going to write present tense now, and then you're going to write the 3 ways you can read the present tense, which is blanks, is, are, blanking, or does blank. So like, my mom loves me, she is loving me, she does love me. Okay, that's how you would translate the present tense. So that's going to go on the tab of that top note card. What you're going to do then is that you are going to break this top part into 4 sections, into 4 quadrants. So I have to prepare you that I can't freehand a straight line. So I'm just going to make 4 boxes. You should just draw like a T. Okay. Let me make this black, not a T. Yeah, a T. Just make it 4 boxes. So let me duplicate this. I'll put this here. Make this a little bigger. Boop. Aren't you guys glad you're here for this? Sorry, kids. I just can't freehand a straight line. I practiced like a bajillion D times before I made this video, and it just was like a slaughterhouse. So, and they're obviously not going to be equal. So what I want you to do is I just want you to split your note card into 4 quadrants. The way I just did it was really, really confusing and unnecessary, and I'm sorry. I just can't make straight lines. Okay, so this is going to irritate some of you for just the rest of the entire video, and I don't know what to tell you. I just have those double lines. Okay, so we are only concerned with this box here. These 3 boxes are going to, it's bothering me. These 3 boxes are going to remain empty for the rest of the year. Okay, so, boop. Oh my God, I'm perseverating, kids. I'm sorry. Okay, so don't worry about these 3 boxes. Just worry about this one. Okay, so that means what are you going to have to do? Write kind of small. Okay, so I'm going to have to make my writing much smaller. Okay, so step number 1. The first, this is what you're going to write on your note card. The first principal part is the I form. Okay, so I want that to go the whole way across. The first principal part is the I form. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So you can put this on the back of your note card. Okay, so if I have a verb, like let's say I have the verb pono, ponera, posui, positus. This means to put or place. This is a vocab word in this week's chapter. This word, this in Latin has 4 principal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first principal part is pono. So when I look at any Latin verb in the dictionary, the first principal part, which in this situation is pono, that's the I form of the verb. So pono means I place. Okay, so let's take a look at another verb. Another verb we have in this week's list is nescio, nescira, nescivi, nescitus. And this means not to know. So the first principal part of this verb is nescio. So the word nescio is I do not know. Another verb, I don't believe it's from last week's list, is tempto, temptara, temptavi, temptatus. This means to try. So I don't know why this one is spaced weird. Okay, there we go. So the first principal part would be what? It would be tempto, T-E-M-P-T-O. So tempto means what? Well, it's the I form, so it means I try. Okay, so that's what that means. The first principal part is the I form. Okay, now let's go back to this. So what about the rest of them? Because we don't just have an I form. We have what about you, he, she, it, we, y'all, and they. Okay, so for the other part, for the other forms, go take the root and add the Mickey Mouse endings. Okay, so what are the Mickey Mouse endings? The Mickey Mouse endings are O, oops, that's a 0, which is I. And then the we form is MUS, which is we. S, sorry kids, which is you. TIS, which is y'all. And T, which is he, she, it, and in the plural form, NT, which is they. So go ahead and write that down. OTMUSTISNT, Mickey Mouse, present tense, Mickey Mouse, verb endings. Okay? So write that down, pause the video, and then come on back to the video. So what do I mean by take the root? Well, if you look at your verb flip chart, you look on the bottom half, this was homework for a week ago. You look on the bottom half, it tells you for each type of verb how to find the root. So if I look at this verb, the first verb we have here, this verb, pono ponere, oh goodness, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, kids. This verb, if I look at it, the ERE ending here tells me that this is a third, oh my goodness, this is a third conjugation verb. Why? Because it's ERE, no long mark. So to find the root, I'm going to go down to the bottom of my chart, and it says to find the root, take the first principal part, cut off the O. All right? So that's how you find the root for that one. For nescio, nescira, this is an IRE verb. For IRE verbs, that is a fourth conjugation verb. How do I know? Because I'm looking down at the bottom half of my verb chart, and it says IRE equals fourth conjugation. Find the root of a fourth conjugation verb. If I look at the note card, it says you take the second principal part and cut off the RE. So the root for this one would be nesci, because I'm going to cut off the RE. For this one, I would have cut off the O. Okay? So for tempto temptare, if I look at this one, tempto temptare, it ends in ARE. So that means this is a first conjugation verb. So if I look at my first conjugation note card in the bottom half of my verb flip chart, it says to find the root of a first conjugation verb, you're going to cut off the RE. So let's conjugate this one. So if I have the verb tempto temptare, I'm going to follow my verb conjugation rules. Okay? So, oops, goodness. Okay. So the first principal part is the I form. So tempto equals I try. Right? So what do I do for the next 5 forms? Well, I'm going to take the root and add the Mickey Mouse endings. So the root of tempto is tempta. So to form the next form, which is the U form, right? Let's make this really clear. The U form, boop. I should have just drawn an arrow. Sorry, kids. I got a little fancier than I needed to. The U form, there we go. You add the letter S. So temptas means you try. What about the he, she, it form? I'm going to take the root, which is tempta, and I'm going to add a T. So that's the he, she, it form. We'll just say she tries. So how about we? All right, so I'm going to go up here. We is lined with I because they're both first person. I'm going to take the root, which is tempta, and I'm going to add MUS. Okay? So that is we try. How about y'all? Y'all are trying to follow my shenanigans here on the video. I'm going to take the root, tempta, and add TIS, which is y'all try. And then finally, What if I wanted to say they are trying? They do try. They are trying. They try. I'm going to take the root, tempta. I'm going to add the NT because that's the they ending. And then the translation of that is they try. Okay? These things here you should put these on the back of your note card. Okay? So this is the front of your note card. This is the back of your note card. When you're finished with this, I want you to start practicing the Quizlet. Keep on practicing the Quizlet for chapter 10. And when I feel like everyone's finished, we'll come back to class to do a little practice together.